I'm Colonel Denny Gillum. Thanks for joining us today on Frontlines of Freedom. The University of Michigan Law School has an amazing program that helps veterans. It's supported by the Bob Woodruff Foundation. Joining us now to discuss this great program is Matt Andres from the University of Michigan and Marine vet Sam Holmes from the Bob Woodruff Foundation. Matt, welcome aboard.
Thank you, Denny. It's my pleasure to be here.
How did the Veterans Clinic begin, and what do you do?
Well, the Veterans Legal Clinic at the University of Michigan began in 2015, and it really was a partnership between the University of Michigan Law School and the Woodruff Foundation. And both the law school and the foundation recognized the need for better civil legal services for veterans generally, and especially in the southeastern Michigan region where the law school is located. So the two organizations partnered together to start this legal clinic, and basically a law school clinic is an opportunity for law students to provide free legal services, in this case to veterans, and the law students get an opportunity to learn how to practice law by handling these cases, and the veterans in our clinic, who are our clients, get free legal services, and we feel confident they are of the quality or higher quality than they would get from the general bar if they were out seeking them. So we're very proud of the program. It's really been an outstanding partnership with the Woodruff Foundation, and we've done, I think, a very good job of providing outstanding legal services to veterans in the southeastern Michigan region.
Sam, I want to say welcome aboard because you're a Marine, but when I found out you graduated from the University of California, Berkeley, and I went to Stanford, I don't know how friendly I can be towards you, but welcome aboard.
Well, thank you, Denny. It's great to be involved.
Sam, talk to us about why would the Bob Woodward Foundation want to, they obviously had a big role in this. Why? What's the vision? How does this work?
So that's a great question. So the idea behind funding a legal clinic really stems from just being a perfect intervention point to seek out post 9/11 veterans. With the passage of the post 9/11 GI Bill, more and more service members are attending top schools like the University of Michigan. And the University of Michigan made a lot of sense because the namesake of our foundation, Bob Woodruff, who was an ABC News anchor who was, while embedded with a Iraqi military unit with support from obviously the American troops in 2006, was blown up and suffered a pretty traumatic brain injury. While he was going through military medicine, he was joined by his wife and his children, both in Langstuhl, Germany, and at Walter Reed Medical Center. And they witnessed how military medicine does a great job of healing the individual, but there are gaps that were needed to be filled within the family. They had this great support structure, and when they looked around them and saw young spouses and their children really struggling to be involved in the treatment of the veteran and really not having a good idea what the future was going to look like, they felt it, their obligation to give back to this community that saved Bob's life and start this foundation that would be focused on both attending to the unique needs and gaps in services for the post 9/11 generation, but also for their family and caregivers as well. So when we look around and we see the unique needs, a lot of them come from access to justice, access to benefits, and within the large bureaucracy of the VA, the legal system, and working with a trained advocate and somebody who understands how the institution works is a great benefit for veterans seeking justice.
This is Colonel Denny Gillum on Frontlines of Freedom, and we're discussing the University of Michigan Law School's Veterans Legal Clinic. Matt, if a veteran were in the geographical area that you guys serve, what kinds of issues? Give me some examples, and how do people plug into this? I'm sure that you guys have mature lawyers overseeing the work of the students, and I see the great wisdom of doing that, but what does it include?
We do all types of civil legal services for veterans, and I know there are a number of other legal clinics throughout the country. Many of them focus primarily on VA benefits. We have some very good veteran services officers in the area who do many of the veterans benefits cases and the advocacy in that realm. So we don't do as much benefits work, although we do some, especially with regard to appeals. But we're doing primarily kind of the down and dirty legal services type work for veterans. We do a lot of landlord, tenant, and housing cases. We do a lot of family law and child support matters. We have a lot of public benefits cases that we do, especially enforcement cases where there may have been an inadvertent overpayment and the government is seeking to recapture money from the veteran that the veteran may not have anymore or may cause the veteran some significant hardship. We do consumer disputes, financial abuse cases, which is something that was a holdover from work that I did previously at another law school clinic, and discharge upgrades as well, particularly for vets who have had PTSD or TBIs, traumatic brain injuries, or have been victims of military sexual assault. Most of the cases we have focus around ensuring financial security for veterans. And a lot of that involves as well homelessness. We have a lot of clients who are homeless or have been homeless in the past or are on the verge of homelessness. And so we are doing everything we can for our clients in the legal realm to remedy the plague of homelessness in the veteran population. And we have between 25 and 40 clients at a time. And so we are really trying to be a holistic legal services provider, and part of that is we have a memorandum of understanding with the local VA here in Ann Arbor, and so it really is a medical legal partnership in many ways. And so while the VA is working with veterans on their medical issues or their psychological or social work issues, we're helping them with their legal issues.
That's fantastic. How can people plug into you?
Well, the best way to get in touch with us is to contact us either through the law school's website, which is law.umich.edu, law.umich.edu. We are eager to directly represent veterans in the southeastern Michigan area. We are also happy to give referrals when we can, and we're eager to partner with organizations nationwide in working to remedy legal issues for veterans, both through direct representation and also through policy changes. So I would be interested in hearing from anyone in an organization nationally who is interested in potentially partnering with the clinic and working on various issues regarding legal services for veterans.
Well said. Matt, thank you for joining us today. Thank you for what you're doing for veterans. I look forward to working with you in the future.
Thank you, Denny. It was a pleasure.
Sam, thank you much for your comments. I appreciate you, brother.
All right. Thank you, sir, and thank you for your service.
Coming up next on Frontlines of Freedom, it's time to learn about the CIA operations in Afghanistan. Then we'll open our weekly mailbag. I'm Colonel Denny Gillum. Troops do 25 pull-ups, all the way up and all the way down, nice and slow, really slow. Then take a break, do 20 more, then stand at ease, but stay in the area. I'll be right back.